Sweeten up your Monday. Legacy Pie Co. is here with their flavor of the month. They are one of my absolute favorites. Plus, this virtual reality experience will leave you absolutely starstruck. My chat with the brains behind the new exhibit, Smithsonian Starstruck. And Eat This, collab up Mercantile in Union Station and Riot Barbecue. They're calling it Heritage and Smoke. Get some cocoa in your life right now. See you soon.
Portions of Colorado and Company contain paid content.
Gonna get you through the day.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. All right, Colorado, as we know, is full of ways to experience new culture by sharing a meal, listening to music, or learning about a new part of the world. It's my favorite part of Colorado. And next month, one of Denver's most historical cultural communities is inviting us to do just that. Here to tell us all about Spirit of Japan is Sakura Foundation Executive Director Stacy. Hello.
Hi.
We love having you on, along with Alex from Johnson Brothers Maverick Beverage Company of Colorado. Nice title.
Thank you so much.
Nice and long. All right, how are you guys doing?
Awesome.
Really well, thanks
Really
for
well,
inviting us.
absolutely. Okay, Stacy, this is the third year, okay, for the Spirit of Japan, and it's sold out the last 2 years. So what do you think makes people so excited about the Japanese culture?
Well, thank you for inviting us.
Of course.
You know, Japan has a 1,500-year history behind it. So there are things that are traditions that are brought through the years, through the decades. And then there's the things that are new, like Japan is very innovative. There's a lot of culture. There's just so much innovation within Japan. And it's very accessible. And we are able to bring a little bit of Japan through the food and spirits to Denver. So you don't have to travel to Japan.
Which is amazing. I do want to travel to Japan, but this is the second best thing. Alex, we know it's Monday morning, okay? That's okay, kind of a boozy person. Let's talk spirits, okay? Tell me what you brought for us today, because it all looks phenomenal.
Absolutely. I brought you 2 producers and 5 whiskeys that really tells the true story of what Japanese whiskey and spirits is.
Oh, yum. Tell us about these guys you brought.
So you have Mars Uai, which is going to be the blue label. It's more corn-based, a little bit great for cocktails, but the same base is actually in the green label also, but a little bit higher proof.
Okay, I'll take the green. I'm just kidding.
And named after one of the founders, the Tradition, which is kind of a play on a world whiskey with a little bit of oomph to it.
Nice, I like the oomph. Chutzpah, that's what I say. I heard some of these spirits aren't even available in the United States yet. Is that true, the legitimate? And it's only available in Japan. Tell me a little bit more.
Well, a lot of these are going to be available at the Spirit of Japan, but that's the greatest thing about this event.
Yeah,
is
it's
that
exclusive.
Absolutely. You can go to one place and try all these things that you may have never tried before, or even experience something that you never would have taken the jump and tried anywhere else.
Guys, jump in on the Japanese whiskey wagon. Well said, Tori. All right. Stacy, Friday night. This is going to be September 18th, everyone, is the VIP experience. What makes that night so different? A lot of my viewers like a VIP experience because they're very cool.
Well, for one thing, the temperatures will be cooler because it's in the evening. But the cool thing about VIP night is that we're able to give some extra swag, extra goodies, extra bites to the people who come on Friday. We are going to have, back by popular demand, a tuna cutting demonstration again. And this time, once the tuna is cut into portions, into sashimi, it's free for the people who are there for VIP night.
Oh my God.
And if you've never had fresh tuna,
It's a whole different game.
it is a game changer.
Yeah, it's a
So
whole different flavor. I mean,
it's great. It's
unbelievable. I watched the documentary Jiro Dreams of Sushi,
Yes.
and they showed the tuna market, and I was like, dang, they used flashlights and all that. It was phenomenal. Besides eating and drinking, what can people see, experience at the Spirit of Japan?
Well, so Sakura Foundation, we are the presenter, and we're a Colorado 501c3.
Oh, nice.
And so this is a fundraiser for us. And so we're partnering with the prefecture of Yamagata this year.
Oh, nice.
And the location's amazing. They have mountains. They ski. They fish. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
And they're going to be there with, we'll have interpreters, and so they will have their special sake that they brew in Yamagata. And also people will learn more about that prefecture so that if you do want to take the leap and go to Japan and visit, you have one place that you know a little bit about and you can learn more about it.
It's very Denver. It's very Colorado, that place. And I think it's great to get a taste and feeling so you don't have to go all the way there. I mean, that's fantastic. Stacy, for someone who's never been to Spirit of Japan before, I walk in, okay, into that Square into the weekend. Tell me what they're going to expect.
It is an explosion for all of your different senses. So you walk in and then you see all of the different food vendors who are making their food right there. And then you hear the sizzling of the noodles on the hot plate. And the biggest thing, though, is the smells. So you walk down Larimer Street and just smell all these different, some of them will be familiar for people who are familiar with Japanese food, and some will be brand new. But it's all right there for people to try. And then again, we have, the folks from Yamagata who are coming, and then we also have some entertainment that's going to be interspersed throughout the weekend, and our website will have that run of show in a little bit.
We're showing some video here. Alex, what are you most looking forward to when you get there?
Well, I've found out that they're bringing back the tuna cutting
Right?
part. So,
That's phenomenal.
That's something I've never noticed or been a part of, and I think it would be amazing to try some fresh sashimi.
And again, what's your favorite of these spirits?
From the Hyogo Prefecture, the Akashi. The Akashi ume is a Japanese plum that is true fruit that is resting with the whiskey, and so it gives off these kind of marzipan and almond notes, but obviously plum.
Delicious. I wonder if you could do tuna with that plum. That sounds interesting.
Well, you can ask some of the folks that are at Spirit of Japan, I like this particular sake. What goes well with it? Or I like this whiskey. What goes well with it?
You know what goes well with this? Spirit of Japan, my viewers. You're all going to go. That was a good segue, wasn't it?
Very good.
Spirit of Japan takes over Sakura Square September 18th, 19th, and 20th. Friday night, though, is the VIP experience with general admission for the festival continuing throughout the weekend. Remember, everybody, this event sold out the past 2 years. I don't want you to miss out. Get your tickets now by going to the website on your screen. This looks delicious. I can't wait to attend. Brava. Good job, you guys. All right, still ahead. Tired eyes may be more than just a skin issue. How your eye muscles are actually the culprit and how to fix it. That conversation coming up next is going to be an eye-opener. Yeah.
The following interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.
A quick shout out to my viewers. I hope we're making your Monday just a little bit sweeter because you're making mine sweeter. Now, there's some smartphones, tablets, and AI, but what about technology for the face? We know a guy, Nick Tverdik from Aria Integrative Health. Here's my conversation with him about fixing those pesky under-eye bags. Take a look. All right, guys, you might have noticed that my eye bags have slowly crept in, maybe, as I age. A lot of concealer. They're now turning into, like, suitcases, like I've said before. But you say that Botox and fillers, because I've been offered fillers, are just, like, not always the right way.
In the under eye area, I would steer far away, and in my personal opinion. Underneath the eyes is very, very sketchy because you can blind someone.
Yeah, right.
In the past, when we're talking about eye bags, there's really only two options. It can be a lower bleph, which could be the right
I've seen that
the
come
right
over,
treatment, and we have some amazing eye surgeons in town that might be the right solution. Or super sketchy under eye injections, which I wouldn't recommend that you do. And filler never leaves your face.
It's always there.
If you want to scare yourself, Google what happens to filler in your face and look at some MRI imagery online. It's terrible.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, don't do that. But now, for the first time ever, we're actually getting to the root of what's happening with under eye bags, because it's not just collagen, it's not just elastin, which is everything that we've talked about in facial aesthetics is how do we boost collagen, how do we boost elastin, collagen. When underneath there's so much more happening, and that's where M-Face-I really comes in, because it's actually a muscle problem. So we have a muscle underneath our eyes called your orbicularis oculi, and it actually holds your fat pad that we all have underneath the eyes at base. So I don't know, Mas, if we can put two on me a little bit closer, but if
here we go.
Squeeze
look at you.
Here, you see that fat pad?
Oh, yeah.
I know this is gross, sorry everybody. But the second I smile, it pushes it back.
Right.
So we all have the fat pads, do we have the muscle tone
to
and
hold
the connective tissue engaged to hold it at
To hold the suitcases.
So yes, we lose 1% of collagen every year after age 22 for the rest of our lives. And that's true, we can address it. However, what we haven't talked about, because we've never been able to do anything about it, is we also lose up to 8% of our facial muscle tissue every decade after age 30 for the rest of our lives. And it's actually been sped to turbo with what's happening with Ozempic face and giant
the
weight loss, and
sagging.
people aren't paying attention to their muscle.
Yeah.
Right? It's not just in the body, it's also in the face. So for the first time ever now, we can rebuild and re-engage all that connective tissue in the under eye area, and it's safe. That's what's so beautiful about this, is there's no pain, there's no downtime,
there's no
zero
surgery,
negative side effect. You're not going to hear in a couple of years, call right now for mesothelioma.
Yeah, right.
It's actually getting to the root cause of what it is. There's no pain, no downtime, zero negative side effects, and you take the nap for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's truly an amazing treatment, but we're re-engaging that connective tissue, really reducing the under eye thinning that's happening, and we're getting rid of the wrinkles.
This is so important for people because it really, like, you look in the mirror and that's all you see right there. So M-Face and M-Face for eyes,
Yes.
what do? They build the muscle then?
So we're restoring the muscle tone. So if somebody has nasolabial folding or the submentum under
Everybody has that
You
now.
have, I don't know if I do.
No.
Underneath here, you have a muscle called your digastrix.
Digastrix.
And as that weakens, it starts to fall.
That's the worst.
So it's not just fat, it's not just skin here, which we also permanently destroy, and skin tighten. We also want to engage your digastrix to see lifting. So we see more lifting treating this area and anything, and it's all muscle. In the mid phase, your elevator muscles fall. That's what's causing nasolabial folding, right? Same thing with jowling. We can now rebuild that.
Whoa.
We can actually see brow lifts by treating the frontalis. So it's really addressing and customizing a true holistic approach to facial aesthetics. And when I use the word holistic, I mean, let's actually take a look at each patient.
Right, and different parts of the face.
Different parts of the face.
Right,
What is
right.
bothering you? And it could just be going after skin. Totally fine. We do a full complementary detailed skin analysis. I know you're a visual person, so we actually do a deep dive facial analysis with Visia. If we need to do a volume measurement, we also have Vectra. So
Is that for like brown spots and red spots?
yeah,
and
so
stuff?
we
Okay.
can see exactly where you are for browns, reds, texture, wrinkles. We actually manage objectively all of our results throughout the entire process, but we sit down and we go over what's bothering you. And
Yeah.
then we put together the plan, but we meet you where you are and really what you're trying to.
That's so important. It's just like not throw stuff at you, but like talk to me, listen to me. How does this all fit? It's something called the ARIA lift.
Yes.
How does the M-Sculpt, how does that all work?
So I'm a big believer in when you're first building a house. The most important thing is you have to have the foundation right, and everything needs to be framed appropriately.
That's
and
what
that's
Dave
what
was saying.
always
Yeah,
says,
right.
So what he's doing is the outside is the most important
Yeah.
to protect the inside. Same concept. With this, with the muscle, that is your structure, that is your foundation. So I'm a big believer in start from the inside out. So we want to make sure we're actually addressing the muscle, rebuilding that, which also re-engages your connective tissue, so we see more lifting than anything we've ever been able to do before. Then we can go to the skin, then we can build in collagen, elastin, and then go after the browns, the texture,
That's
all of that.
the end.
So our whole philosophy in the entire ARIA lift is we build from the inside out. And it's the most natural way to truly refresh what's happening in the natural processes. We just want you to look like you.
Yeah, right.
Just a healthier and younger version.
Little
of you.
glow again.
Exactly.
The glow up. This is amazing, guys. I love your before and after. So, guys, if you're just feeling like something's not the way it used to be, call Nick and his team at ARIA Integrative Health. Ask about M-Face for eyes. You can enjoy up to 30% off. Call 303-953-2899 for today's special price. ARIA Integrative Health sponsored today's segment. Thank you, Nick. Thank you. Absolutely. Some of the two most stressful words in the world, car shopping. Ugh. But nay, don't worry, we have a way to shop smart and save money. Here are some tips from co-founder of Car Edge, Ray Shefska. Take a look.
Ray, this is a very important topic, so I'm so excited to be talking with you today. So let's just jump right in. Why is there such a big gap between the car prices we see being advertised and what we actually end up paying in the end?
Well, there's a number of reasons. There are fees that have to be collected as part of the selling price of a car. State fees for sales tax, title, registration. But there are other fees that dealers try to charge that, well, you need to be made aware of. For instance, there's a processing or documentary fee that dealers charge that is just entirely a profit center. There's no cost associated with those fees. And in many cases, we see doc fees being anywhere from $85 in California, where it's capped, to we've seen as high as $1,499 in Florida. And whatever it is, that's just pure profit. And oftentimes we see dealers charging fees for reconditioning on a used car. Well, that's baked into the price. That shouldn't be a separate line item. There are fees for nitrogen tire fill or window tint or the paint and fabric protection. If that wasn't advertised in the price, that could end up adding thousands of dollars between the time you saw that price and the time you got the final quote.
Right, so those are those hidden fees and add-ons that we need to be looking out for. What about this dealer transparency index? What is that and why does that matter?
Well, the dealer transparency index is something that we came up at CarEdge. Last July, we started a program where we use AI agents to actually negotiate anonymously on behalf of customers. And through those AI agents, we're able to get our hands on the out-the-door quotes that dealerships provide us. And if the price that they're asking online doesn't match the price that's part of the out-the-door quote, well, that to us indicates that they're not being as transparent as they should be. So as a customer, I would think you would want to do business with a dealership that is going to be as transparent with you as they possibly can be, as opposed to one of those dealerships that will advertise an artificially low price and then suddenly that price grows by thousands of dollars because they didn't tell you about the fees that they were going to add to the vehicle.
Okay, let's say we're ready to buy a car. What are the 3 things we need to ask for when we walk into a dealership?
Well, before you walk into the dealership, you need to ask the dealership for a detailed out-the-door quote for the vehicle. You know from having seen that vehicle listed online what allegedly they're selling it for. But now you want to get a total breakdown of all costs associated with that vehicle. Whatever the doc fee is, whatever the sales tax and title and registration fees, or any of those other hidden fees that we talked about. We want to know what that total price is before we ever walk into the dealership. And then once you have that price, before you go to the dealership, you want to get pre-approved for your car loan from your local credit union or bank so that you know what to expect as far as interest rates that you should be charged. And if the dealership tries to charge you a higher interest rate than what you already have, then you can share that information with the dealer. And if you have a trade-in, you need to utilize some online shopping tools to get some offers for your trade-in so you have an idea as to what its actual value is prior to ever setting foot into the dealership.
Oh, these are great tips. Ray, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm ready to go buy a new car. I'll let you know where I end up.
I'm ready to help you.
CarEdge can help you when it's time to buy a car and break down ways you can protect yourself from overpaying at a dealership. For info and more tips, go to caredge.com. I'm so flippin' excited about this next exhibit because it's literally out of this world. After the break, the new space immersive experience the entire family can enjoy. Y'all get ready to be starstruck. Not by me, I know, but still, seriously, a new immersive experience is in the Mile High City, and it takes you out of this world. Here's my chat with Nikki Marco from the Smithsonian and Elliot Mizrock, the director of Starstruck. All right, I'm super starstruck, pun intended. I'm a huge fan of the Smithsonian. My mom worked there for 25 years, and now it's in the Mile High City. Okay, tell us, Nikki, what is going on?
Yes. So, I mean, the Smithsonian is definitely all about history, but we're also about science, which is something people don't always realize.
That's right.
So, together with the creative team at Fever, the Smithsonian Astrophysical Observatory created Smithsonian Starstruck. And this is a 40-minute virtual reality experience through space. So once you put that VR headset on, you're going to be transported to the Milky Way, to the surface of an exoplanet. You'll get to witness a supernova and even stand at the edge of a black hole where you can shoot a laser and see how gravity pulls it inward. And along the way, you're going to board all sorts of really powerful telescopes like Hubble, James Webb, and it's from these telescopes that collect this data that informed the entire experience. So Smithsonian science is throughout this entire experience.
The James Webb, I'm such a nerd about this. The black hole, the laser, and the VR experience is so immersive. Okay, I gotta ask you, tell me about the Smithsonian Astrophysical Observatory. I couldn't even say it, I'm not that smart. How did they get involved in
Yes,
this?
I think I stumbled too. And we can just call them SAO. We can call them SAO for short.
Okay, way easier, way easier.
So they're a research center at the Smithsonian. They are based up in Massachusetts, so they don't have a presence in DC, but they are very much a part of the Smithsonian. And they're actually the largest astrophysical research center in the world. Quite impressive, yeah. And they're all about getting kids excited in STEM. So they were absolutely thrilled to work with us on this project. And they came on board at the very beginning. It's been over 2 years in development. And they did everything from helping us write the script to providing feedback to testing the final experience, which was amazing to watch these astrophysicists with the VR goggles. And it's their life work, but now in this really neat new medium. So it was an awesome collaboration.
Nikki, the future is here, and I'm going to see this. This is amazing. All right, Elliot, jump in here. How did you guys make this work? Like, don't go too science nerd, but how does it work?
So we basically took the most iconic 2D space images that you've all probably seen, throughout your lives, and we spatialized them and turned them into universes that you can walk around freely in and touch things. So as Nikki was saying, this is a free roam VR experience. So you show up to an empty warehouse in Denver and you put on a headset and you walk freely for 40 minutes, guided along the way, when to turn and what to touch. And you can do that with 5 of your friends. And you're walking through, incredible things like the birth of a star or a supernova, a diamond exoplanet, and so on and so forth.
I mean, I just don't think there's something. I've been to the Air and Space Museum, I've seen the planetarium, but this is like a whole new level, which is amazing. Elliot, this is going to be a hard question for you. What's your favorite or most interesting part of the experience?
Honestly, I think that space is just so big and so complicated. The scales, the numbers, the distances are really hard to understand, even watching like an IMAX movie. And so when you're put inside of these places, you can start to understand the distances, like 100,000 light years is the distance across our Milky Way galaxy, or 13.8 billion years is the time from the Big Bang to now. And standing inside of those things, it's much easier to understand and begin to kind of understand how the whole universe works. So I think this immersive format to understand the scales of space was what most interested me about this.
And I gotta be honest, like, girls that come in will get interested in STEM. I mean, I think you're gonna be building future astrophysicists. Is that like the word? I'm just a TV show host, but that's such a good idea to inspire. I'm gonna ask you both this final question. What about space is your favorite part of space?
I'll jump in.
Okay, Nikki.
Well, one image I've always seen is the Pillars of Creation, the 2D image.
Yes.
Right? It's incredible. It's absolutely awe-inspiring. But now we've used that as a reference and we've made it 3D, and you can be in front of it, inside of it, watch a star be born. So I think I'd have to say the Pillars of Creation.
Amazing. The star was born back in January for me, so I'm excited to see for you. Elliot, what's your absolute favorite part of space? That is a cool part, the pillars.
For me, it's actually the telescopes, these feats of engineering that we have created, things like the Hubble and the James Webb, the Chandra. And we actually preview a new telescope called the Giant Magellan Telescope, which is in the Atacama Desert in Chile. And as you were saying, you know, our mission here is to disseminate knowledge and science, and we take people to this new telescope that's going to teach us more about the cosmos, and it's a big part of Starstruck. It's the vehicle by which we take you to places like Pillars of Creation. So just, you know, these things are huge too, by the way. They're the size of school buses and tennis courts, and you get to stand on them and interact with the solar panels, and I just loved working on that.
That's amazing. I also heard you get to see a solar flare coming from the sun, and you can hear the sun's vibrations. This is such a good spot for Denver, like very groovy, if you know what I mean. It's going to be fantastic. Out of this world. Thank you guys for taking the time, and thank you for bringing this to Denver. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you.
Doesn't that look awesome? Smithsonian Starstruck is open now in Denver. Immerse yourself into a whole new world. Get tickets now at feverup.com. Life is short. Let's start with dessert. In about 2 minutes, we learn more about the flavor of the month at one of my favorites, Legacy Pie Company. It's going to be great. August is coming to a close, which means we only have a little bit longer to enjoy peach season. Elias Lehnert from Legacy Pie Co. is here to satisfy our sweet tooth. I literally came here all the time when I lived near Tennyson. It's phenomenal. Start with the backstory. How did y'all get started?
Yeah, so my great-grandma started making pies in 1929 in Wisconsin.
Stop.
And then my grandparents moved to Colorado in the 60s and opened up the Colorado Cherry Company. So that's our sister concept. My wife and I opened Legacy in Denver in 2020.
Oh my God.
So
a whole pie family.
yeah, 4 generations of pie.
That's unbelievable. All right, what does it mean and for August for Legacy Pie? Because that's a real specific summer Colorado moment.
Yeah, so peaches are huge across the state. And so we have the opportunity to work with some really good farmers out in Palisade to do our peach crumble.
It's the best kind.
Yeah,
Peach
so
crumble.
this is our peach crumble right here.
Is it hugely popular?
It is definitely our most popular pie throughout the whole month.
And especially if you go to like a house gathering, a hosted party, you bring that.
Yeah.
You're the queen. You're the queen. All right, this is a silly question maybe, but many people have that. What's the difference between a pie and a crumble?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different definitions. Crumble, our definition is we put a crumble top on instead of a double crust.
Oh, I see.
It also could be called a crisp, but it's just instead of the double crust, it's got that nice brown sugar oat topping.
Okay, great. I love also that you do local for Palisade. You guys try and do local a lot?
We do, yeah. As much as we can, we try to stay within the state.
Unbelievable. Okay, any tricks or tips about baking with peaches? I've seen grilled peaches. Any tips for baking?
Yeah, so blanching the peaches is really important. So you want to get the skin off.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It gets kind of chewy. So you can dunk them in some boiling water. And then right after they've boiled for about 30 seconds, you can put them in some ice cold water, and then the skin will come right off.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then you can cut them up and just bake them?
Exactly.
How long do you bake them for?
We bake them for about 45 minutes.
Okay.
So all those juices will come out.
And it doesn't lose the Palisade flavor?
No, definitely not.
I love that. Okay, let's talk about hand pies. These are my favorite when I go to you guys. It's good for lunch. What is the purpose of the hand pie?
Yeah, so funny enough, we actually don't do slices in our shops.
Yeah, I
and
noticed
so
that.
it's a really easy way to kind of walk around the street with kind of like a slice in a bag.
Yes.
And so we do sweet and savory hand pies.
What's your favorite?
My favorite is the tart cherry, for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that this guy or that one?
This guy right here.
Okay, if you had to pick, so I went and I always get the chicken pot pie from y'all.
Yep.
What is your favorite savory? Because this is over here.
Yeah, so this is our bison bacon mushroom stout. And that one's really...
You're in Ireland when you eat this, I feel like.
Yeah, that one's my favorite. On a super hot day, maybe it's not so good.
Yeah, right.
But it's definitely one of my favorites.
And then what's this guy?
That is our buffalo chicken, and then right next to it is our pork green chili.
Who comes up with these recipes?
You know, some of them have passed down, but our team is really creative, so we like to come up with some pretty creative stuff.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Now, I can't have a pie without some ice cream. My dad always has apple pie with the vanilla. You can help us out with that, is that true?
Yeah, so we work with Little Man Ice Cream. And then we also work with High Point. So we're actually doing a collaboration with Little Man this fall.
Oh, really?
So a little pie ice cream, pice cream, we like to call it.
You know me very well. That's amazing. The most important question of them all, how long can we get, because I know it's the most popular, the peach crumble for?
Yeah, so that one is just throughout the month of August, so only a few more days.
Left. Oh my God.
So come get them while you can.
What do you think, grandparents, what would they think about all of this?
Yeah, so my grandparents are still alive.
Are they really?
Yeah, and they were just out here, but they love peeling peaches, so that's kind of one of their jobs. When they come back to visit, they'll peel peaches for a long time. They're pretty cheap labor, so we like them.
Peachy keen. How long do you guys, what is the flavor of the peach crumble? How long does it take you guys to pick the flavor of the month? And do you do it by season?
We really try to play into the seasons, and we try to plan out the whole year if we can.
Oh, smart.
But then we also encourage folks who follow us on social media to vote for flavors every month.
Oh, right on.
So next month we're doing an ube pie. So we're doing 2 different variations of ube.
Is that that's purple though?
Yeah.
That sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, one of our bakers has some Hawaii kind of heritage, Asian Pacific heritage, and he loves ube stuff. So it's gonna be really good.
Ube, gotta get there. I'm sorry. Everybody out there, I know my viewers love peaches. Celebrate peach season with the local crumble right here from Legacy Pie Co. But you gotta go fast because it's gonna be gone. Now they have 2 locations. The one I love is off of Tennyson Street and one is in the Wash Park neighborhood. And a 3rd location is on the way as well. Y'all are doing well. Order now at legacypie.co. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Excellent, of course. Please come back so I can have your pie. So we started with dessert first. Let's work backwards and chat about sides. Chef Mary shares her corn recipes. That's coming up next. I'm gonna eat this one now. Love that open. Welcome back. We are in prime corn season as well right now, and Chef Mary shares some shuckin' good dishes that you can make tonight. Let's take a look. We're gonna get corny, Chef Mary. We're gonna get corny. This is terrible. Okay, we're in the middle of corn season. Best time for good corn, that sweet, sweet corn. What's the best time of the year?
It is absolutely right now because sweet corn, Colorado sweet corn, is at its peak. And that means that the corn is gonna be sweeter, and it's going to be juicier, and it's going to be packed with flavor.
That's my favorite. Yeah. Corn is such a staple in my memory of like growing up in summer on the back porch. It's very like nostalgia for me. Yeah. What is this? We got an air fryer.
We have an air fryer.
I love air fryers. How do you deal with corn in here?
So there's going to be a lot of different ways that you can make corn. So one of the ways that you can make corn obviously is going to be like steaming or grilling, which we can talk about a little later. But what I love is frying corn.
No way.
Yeah.
I've never even think about that.
Yeah.
How long in the air fryer do you put it?
So one of the things that I love to do is to make corn ribs.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. So look, check this out. We've got 3 different ways to try corn.
Oh my God. Okay. You always think outside the box. This is my favorite.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, what I love about summer is that it's not summer without corn.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Corn and watermelon.
I was going to say and watermelon.
And watermelon. But you can't eat corn the same way all the time.
Yeah.
Right? So this is a beautiful corn scone. So I call it an elote scone, which is kind of like, the Mexican corn.
Oh my, yeah, it's the street corn. I love that. Yes.
So we've got jalapenos in there, we've got corn in there, and then cotija cheese, and then some sour cream as well, baked inside.
I would have that all summer.
You want to try it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then do you just like bite it off?
Yeah, just bite it. So it's a different take on a scone.
Oh my God, it's fabulous.
It's so good.
The sour cream hit is delicious.
Yeah, right on top.
Oh my God, the jalapeno?
Yeah.
Guys, this is such a good, interesting, meal to make because people haven't heard of this. This is fabulous.
So that's one way, baking with corn, and you can make corn soufflés, you can make corn omelets, you can do so many things with corn that isn't just steaming it.
Yeah.
But say you do want to steam it, you can go ahead and steam it grab it at home and throw it in a pot and definitely just steam it. You used to add milk too for little sweetness. And that'll make it sweet. But if you're getting corn during the peak season, which is like literally right now, you don't even need to do that.
Oh wow,
you don't even need to do that. One tip I like to do though is that I hate pulling the husks out at home.
I used to have to husk.
Yes. So I like to actually go to the grocery store and pull the husks out at the grocery store.
Oh, wow.
Because they always have a trash can right next to the pile of corn. But what I like to do is I leave the husks on. I get rid of the skin.
Yeah. Those little stringies.
Yeah. Get rid of the hair and the silk, right? But when you do this, you have to cook it right away. Otherwise, it's going to start to dry out.
Oh,
but if you take this home and you put it like this, you can put it in water, and that'll keep it moist until you're ready to cook it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But one way I love also making corn is grilling it. So say you get rid of the silk.
Okay.
You've got the corn husks here.
Got it.
And then you're going to throw this whole guy in water.
Okay.
For about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
And then you're going to take the corn back, the husks back, and then you grill it.
With the husks?
You can grill it with the husks.
Oh, whoa.
Grill it with the husks on, because that steam will actually cook it.
Wow.
And then you pull it out, and then you grill it like that. You put some marks on there.
Oh, I like the charred. I like to see that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And so, one of the ways too, like, everybody's always eating corn with butter.
Yeah, I know.
But here's a different take. Let's throw some lemon on
nice
there.
tartness on there.
Yeah. Some lemon on there.
That's going to taste like summer, too.
Yeah, and then here, this is going to be easy. You can do this.
No, I can't.
And yes, you can. Just take it and roll it in there.
Okay.
And this is Parmesan.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
Oh my God. What a cool way of doing this.
And then we're going to throw some basil on there.
Oh, this is so summer.
And then there you go. Take a bite of that.
Ready?
Tell me what you think.
I apologize in advance. Okay. It tastes like summer. It tastes like my family.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
that Parmesan cheese is such a different taste.
Yeah, and then the lemon, just a little bit of acidity, and the basil, it's just a different take.
And at the very end, you get that lemon.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, well, I don't want to embarrass myself with eating.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like sometimes eating corn on the cob is a little embarrassing.
Especially on a date.
Especially on a date.
It's bad.
Or especially if you're having a nice dinner party and you're doing steak.
Yes.
But you're like, oh my gosh, what is steak without corn? So here's a different way.
To have steak and corn.
Steak and corn.
Yeah.
So here's a different way of actually making corn. It's called corn ribs. Check that out.
This is insane.
So instead of like literally, embarrassing yourself with this corn on the cob,
which I just did.
What you do is you get rid of the silks, get rid of the corn husks, and then you just cut this guy in half, just like that. And so then you have a half, and it's flat.
Okay.
And then you're going to cut that in half.
So it's going to quarter it basically.
Like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And then it's going to look like this.
Wow. Oh my God, it does look like a rib.
It looks like a rib. It looks like a rib.
Look at this inside too.
Yeah, and it's so pretty. So right now, this is like all the fashion, right?
Is it trendy right now?
It's very trendy.
Amazing.
When it comes with food. So when you see corn ribs on a restaurant menu, this is what you're going to get.
Unbelievable.
But what I love doing is I love throwing these guys in the air fryer.
Oh,
So
okay.
throw a little bit of oil on there.
Okay. Little olive oil.
A little bit of olive oil. Throw it in there with a little bit of salt and pepper.
Got it.
And then put it in there for about 5 minutes. Pull it out. And then I've got this chili crisp with scallions and then sesame seeds and then some really, really beautiful scallions as a garnish on top. So why don't you try that? And I bet you can try that really dainty.
Yeah, you think,
Yeah,
Chef
no,
Mary.
you totally can.
But this is the chili?
That's the chili.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the sauce.
And can I be honest, for vegans, this is a cool way to have
Absolutely.
a rib.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? Look at that.
Oh my God. Oh my Lord.
Isn't that so good?
Oh, that's fantastic. I get it as a cake.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful cake. All right. Everybody, learn how to get corny. Try these beautiful kind of like different outside of the box and do it right now because summer, right now, she said, it's the time. So be creative. Be Chef Mary. Try these recipes for yourself, or you can stop by an Olive and Finch. They have 5 locations in Denver and those amazing specials. Learn more at oliveandfinch.com. 2 iconic restaurants are teaming up for one delicious dinner when Colorado and Company returns our preview of Heritage and Smoke at Union Station. Stay tuned. This is a culinary coup, everyone. 2 kitchens will come together in Union Station, blending the French and Spanish influences of farm-driven cooking with distinct barbecue mastery. I am salivating already. Please help me welcome Executive Chef Alex Grenier from Mercantile. I bring my family there all the time to talk about a very special collaboration dinner. I'm so excited. It's happening September 2nd. All right, I want to talk first because I love going there. Again, I take my whole family there. The vibe at Mercantile.
Yep.
Talk to me about that for our viewers who haven't been.
Sure. So we've actually been open for 12 years now. And 2 years ago, we kind of got a facelift. So there's a lot of plants and exposed grain wood, but still vaulted ceilings and white curtains. So it's warm and inviting, and that warmth is really kind of one of the surrounding topics of this dinner.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a home when I go there, which is my favorite, with a huge vaulted ceilings,
Yep.
which is amazing. Why Riot Barbecue for this special dinner event?
So it's just like when you meet new people, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you click.
Yeah, yeah.
I met Manny by chance through COVID, and then Patrick a little bit after that, and through communal events and Denver's Big Eat and things like that. We talk and we chat, and we just learned that we have this amazing shared ethos, and we want to bring it to a dinner for the community.
Way to be inventive. I got to be honest, Riot Barbecue is some of the crew's favorite, which is unbelievable. Okay, you guys are calling it Heritage and Smoke.
Yep.
Sounds like two Kentucky Derby horses.
Yeah.
Tell me about why you called it that.
Sure. So to go off that shared ethos I was talking about, you know, I have a lot of Spanish and French-driven cuisine at home through my parents, and Manny comes from Monterrey, Mexico, and when it comes to smoke, Patrick is basically unparalleled. So it's through these conversations that we kind of learned that we want to kind of bring all of that together.
Yeah.
And so Heritage and Smoke seemed like the best way to show off maybe techniques or food we grew up with or where we come from, and just craft a dinner that really speaks volumes to those words.
Amazing. I think it's cool that, I mean, it must be fun for a chef to branch out and say, I want to mix it up with that. It's like super creative.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the first semi-barbecue type.
Yeah.
But not all the food will be that way. So it was just more of a collaboration between chefs, and we thought it would be fun. And so that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be energetic and fun, and you know, we're welcoming you guys into our home. So
unbelievable. All my foodies out there, Heritage and Smoke. What exactly is the plan for the evening? Tell me what's going to be served.
Sure.
Do I walk out with smoke?
No.
Okay, damn.
No, so everyone will come in at one time, and then at 5:30 there'll be like a welcome cocktail, welcome to our home, and then from there it's 6 courses.
Yum.
All of which we designed together, and they're around Colorado ingredients, they're around techniques or food that might be really close to us. I know Manny's gonna be doing his lamb birria.
Ooh!
Gnocchi is something that's been in my whole life, so. Yeah, we're just kind of coming together to create a really fun experience for everyone, and I think it's going to showcase itself in the food.
I got to be saying, the Denver culinary world is so top-notch. I mean, even it's just amazing what we have here. You brought some delicious dishes. I'm like trying to get to this question because it smells so good. Tell me about this dish in particular.
Sure. So what we did here, this is a gnocchi technique that's been around for a long time as far as my cooking's been concerned, and we took corn from Pueblo and we smoked it, and we made guanciale, Marzik's hand rolls baguettes. We made a savory crumb. Andy from Mountain Man makes these amazing corn shoots.
Corn shoots?
Corn shoots, yeah, they're sweet. So we combine it all with a little bit of a marita agridolce, so that's sweet and sour, and it's almost like we're crafting, you know, this high-end technical dish, but it almost might taste a little bit like barbecue. So.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
So it really has that flavor.
Right. Right.
Okay, and I'm gonna do a little parm on top. You can
please.
Okay, now everyone knows I'm not good at food. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Is this right or is this right?
However you want to go for it.
Okay, I don't want to look like an idiot.
There you go.
I don't want to look like, I like
get it all over.
You know when they say, tell me when?
Yeah, there is no when.
There is no when.
Okay.
It's bad. Okay, let's try it. Here we go. Here we go. And then would you suggest I just try and get
it's
everything in
all,
the bite?
everything's, we built the bite for you, so it's all texture.
Which I
and
like.
Just, yep.
Okay.
Ooh, we got a bunch there.
I always do that. Oh my God, you do the barbecue.
I told you.
Oh, that gnocchi is so soft. Oh my God, this is like comfort food.
Yeah, yeah. It's summer comfort for sure.
It really is. Okay, man, please leave this. Okay, the unforgettable 6-course dinner collaboration of Mercantile and Riot Barbecue. It happens on September 2nd. It's gonna be at Mercantile in Union Station, which is gorgeous. Now, I had to swallow, sorry. Reservations are going really fast, you guys. I want you to grab your spot before this gets sold out by going to mercantiledenver.com/happenings. Delicious, chef. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for your company, Colorado, and for watching the #1 rated, longest running show in Denver. Portions of today's program were sponsored by the businesses listed on your screen. It's not Good Friends Friday yet, but that doesn't mean we can't jam out. Tomorrow on Colorado and Company, we've got singer and songwriter and author Eric Robertson on the show. You don't want to miss it. Thank you for enjoying all the food, for staying with us. We're going to say bye. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Bye. Bye. All right, I'm going to take one more bite.
Yeah,
this
go for
is
it.
Phenomenal.
Good, right?
Yeah.